My name is Kwame Johnson. I'm from Bakersfield, California. I graduated from Golden Valley High School. After that, went to Bakersfield Community College. And after that, continued on, earned a scholarship to Minot State University in Minot, North Dakota, and finished off my education at Sioux City, Iowa, Briarcliff University. I got connected with We Are G.A.M.E through Alan Thigpen. He introduced himself to me after I played in the U.S. Army Arena Bowl game. And he basically said he was going to keep in contact with me. And at the point in time, I was getting in contact by a few people. I didn't believe him, but he actually fell through with his promise, and his wife ended up contacting me, Joyce Thigpen. She ended up contacting me and asked me a few questions about my grades, and then we ultimately ended up spending hours on the phone, and we came up with an academic plan, and it was history from there. We Are G.A.M.E has made a huge impact on my academic journey, and as well as in my personal life. They helped me arrange an academic plan. Joyce kept me on track. We spent countless hours on the phone discussing which classes were needed for me to get my degree. And Joyce was very, very good. I could tell she was very familiar with working with athletes, because she was very good at coordinating my schedule around my practice, coordinating my workload around my practice schedule, and that was very, very big for me in season and off season. I have a few memories, meaningful memories actually. One, my house burned down a day before school in 2013. I went to school the next day and also went to practice, but what was big for me, We Are G.A.M.E, Alan, he sent some heated blankets, and actually it's like some heated blankets, some portable heaters to my temporary address. So that was big. Where am I today? Today I own two companies, one entertainment company and one transportation company. We transport general freight, and entertainment, we do athletes, music, and apparel. So AMA Entertainment Company. So that's what we do, highly favored entertainment, and also mentor the youth athletes to make sure that they don't make the same mistakes that I did in the past, and basically just give them support that's needed. Tips for any other mentees would be to just never give up. Never let your mistakes determine who you are, and ultimately how you respond to adversity will determine who you are. I actually have a different story, interesting story. So I graduated from Golden Valley High School, and then I wasn't a qualifier at our high school, so I had to go the junior college route. Went to Bakersfield College, was fortunate enough to play on the championship state football team. We won the state championship in 2012. That was good. Ended up going on, playing at Minot State University. I actually redshirted the year going in, transferring in. We were rebuilding. And then 3 days before my first game, I got into an altercation at a party. It was alcohol involved. I ultimately got into a fight, and it ultimately resulted in me losing my scholarship and getting arrested, and being blasted all over the news. And that night, everything was over. The next day, I was getting calls from the news, the police station, my coach. It was just a bad deal, and I felt embarrassed. I felt like I let my team down. I felt like I let everyone down, and it just wasn't a good feeling. I remember it being one of the lowest points of my life. I was definitely not eating. I wasn't working out, and things were just not the same. So it was a humbling experience, but ultimately it made me into a better person, into a stronger person, and I'm glad that it happened to me. So I use that to teach others and teach the youth to. So what caused me to get out of I was in a really low state because I was going through the court case and all that. I was going through probation, and once everything I got my sentence and I got on probation, I was still in a bit of a rut, and I wasn't working out, and I was still very depressed. But my mom, I got a call from my mom, and we talked, and we're on FaceTime, and she kind of noticed my body, and she saw me. She said, "Son, have you been working out?" And then I'm like, well, nah, not really. I just told her, not really, because I didn't have a reason to work out. I lost everything. I was just waiting to go home, literally just waiting to get my transfer so I can go home and get back to California. But my mom told me that. When she told me that, she said, "Son, that's not like you. You've always cared about your body, and you've always taken pride of how you look." And and that just, I immediately went to my room, started crying, and then that, just right after that, I just put on my shoes and just hit the block and just started running. And then from that day on, I just started back working out and hitting the gym. That next day, I went and got a gym membership right across the street from the university, and I just got back on my grind, and it was just, I was on one from there. And just, yeah, things were, I was just on, I knew I told my other coaches, and I was talking to a lot of my coaches during the time, and they said that, I told them one thing. I told them I will play football again, and it won't be the last of Kwame Johnson on the football field. That won't be the last. And they told me that they believed me, and I did what I knew I can do, and I'm just glad I had the support of We Are G.A.M.E and the support team the people that I had around me, because it probably wouldn't have been possible without them. Alan and Joyce, they tried to love me throughout the whole process, and I would sometimes, after I got my sentence and came back to California, I kind of was embarrassed. I was very embarrassed. I feel like I let them down. I feel like I let We Are G.A.M.E down as a organization. So I kind of lost contact with Alan. I didn't. It was always, he called at the wrong time, or I was always doing something. And then he just kept on, but he always reached out. So, and then one day when I was in 2017, I still remember, I was getting on the freeway, getting back to my first apartment. I got my first apartment with my daughter's mom, and Alan, he found out, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's just like we didn't skip a beat, and he was like, "Hey, you got to know, so you have a new place?" Alan just sent me a housewarming check in the mail, and it was like super unexpected and very needed, and it was just a blessing. And I didn't talk to him for a long time, and it was just like, it was just a blessing to know that I still had his support, and he was still, on my side, so to speak. Throughout that whole thing, that was a meaningful memory for me, because We Are G.A.M.E, Alan and Joyce, they knew me throughout, before the situation, before I earned a scholarship, before I lost a scholarship and everything, and they never turned their back on me. And that was a huge deal for me, because that's when they became my family, and family never turns their back on each other. And We Are G.A.M.E is family. To Bakersfield College to complete my AA, because I originally didn't need it to leave. I only needed 33 credits to be able to leave, but I was desperate to go, so that's what I did. So I came back, completed my AA, and I got blessed with another opportunity to play football. A coach called me from Sioux City, Iowa, Briarcliff University, Coach Wagner. He called me up, and he said basically he wants me to come run the ball for him, and I was happiest person on earth. But I told him I could not leave without my family, because that's what I did before, and I wasn't going to do it again. And he said, "I'm a family man, so bring your family out," and that's what I did. Me, my daughter, and my girl, and my daughter. We flew across to Minot State. We actually drove to Briarcliff University, and just finished it off the right way. And ultimately did that myself because I couldn't leave my career on that bad note. Just wanted to go back and finish off things the right way, and that's what I did. And the reason why I did that is because I told Alan. Me and Alan had a conversation, and I just told him and plenty of other people that I was not going to let this one situation determine, who I was, and ultimately it's not going to determine who I am as a person. And it worked out amazing. I learned so much. It was a very humbling experience. It was super humbling. Everything worked out perfectly. I went to Briar Cliff. We broke records there. I'm in the record book there. Had the best record in their school history. And then after that, I actually tore my ACL. Unfortunately, I tore my ACL the second to the last game. So I played running back, so I decided not to go on and play. But I did have a pro day waiting, but I wasn't able to attend because I got injured. So yeah, I just started up my businesses and used my mind that God gave me, and used my degree, which is what I went to school for. So, and applied it and started helping my dad out with his company. Started up a transportation company, have my dad as one of my drivers, and have my entertainment company where I work with the youth. And we basically teach kids on how to go to school and how to be a athlete first. A student first, and then an athlete second. God has been good, and We Are G.A.M.E has been good, and just God is good. I want to thank We Are G.A.M.E for having me and blessing me with this great opportunity. It's been a blast being a part of this organization, and I know we got plenty more great things to come.
You know you gotta climb higher.